everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. So today is Thursday. It's BookList Thursday. Something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today's theme we're calling Oh How I Love Thee, but THE is in quotation marks. So I have 5 books I want to tell you about that I absolutely love that all start with the word the. Because there's a lot. So I had to narrow this down to 5. And I tried to keep them to books that maybe are not, maybe you haven't thought of in a while. Might be sitting on your backlist. You say hi, Sky? Do you like them too? Maybe. First one I want to talk about is kind of in honor of the Queen. And I don't know about you, but I was royally obsessed with watching the coverage of her funeral and the celebration of her life and her memorial. It fascinates me. That family fascinated me. And I recently read, I want to say it was this year, it was a Nick Ellie book. It was called The Queen's Secret. And it's by Karen Harper, and it is a fictional take on how the Queen dealt with basically World War II and that kind of era, and Churchill and what all happened. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but was pleasantly surprised by how much I loved that book. I mean, it has like the Crown vibes all over it. It was fantastic. Definitely went down a big old rabbit hole afterwards, and Karen stayed pretty true to the story, so it was fantastic and I loved it. Another nonfiction book, that one wasn't nonfiction. A nonfiction book I want to talk about is The Day the World Came to Town. This is a book about what happened on 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland. It's by Jim Defeed. It's not a very long book, but it just talks about how this very, very small town on the east coast of Canada became home to one of the busiest airports once the airspace was shut down in the United States. So there was, I believe, 38 jetliners were forced to land in Gander, Newfoundland on September 11th. And then it just talks about what that town did, what happened, how long they were there, the people who were impacted, not only on the ground, but the people in the air, and what they were thinking and feeling during this entire time. It's brilliant. It is fantastic. It packs a punch for how short it is. It's a musical as well. I think it's like Go Fly Away or something. Also fantastic, but definitely need to pick this one up. It is probably it's easily in my top 10. It's fantastic. Have I said that yet? All right, next one I want to talk about is The Huntress by Kate Quinn. Again, one that I don't think too many people have read. Love this. Kate Quinn's pretty well known for the Alice Network, and she's coming out with some new ones like Rose Code I still need to read, but I will forever keep The Huntress pretty high up there because it just blew me away. So this one takes on the perspective of 3 different characters, and kind of in this mission to find and prosecute someone known as the Huntress that was one of the deadliest killers during World War II, and kind of how they go about it. So there's dual timelines and multiple perspectives, which I love all of it. It talks about the Nuremberg trials that happened afterwards, after the war, and the efforts that were put into really making sure that people who were responsible behind some of the worst things that have happened in history were held accountable. So I loved the book. Another one that starts with another historical fiction. We have The Home for Unwanted Girls by Joanna Goodman. This follows our main character, who is Maggie, and takes place in the 1950s in Quebec. And Maggie finds herself pregnant at the time, but she is not allowed to be with the man that she loves, basically. So she is sent away to have her baby, and her baby is raised in the Quebec orphanage system. That eventually this orphanage that her daughter is in is turned into an insane asylum, and anyone who is still there as an orphan becomes a patient. Based on true events. It is crazy. The nun in this book is one of the villainous characters that I've ever read about. It's heartbreaking, yet such a good story. So The Home for Unwanted Girls, pick that one up. And then my last one is probably one you've seen around, but I just couldn't help myself, and it's The Giving Tree. This is by Shel Silverstein, and interesting enough, on some banned book lists, just so you know. I don't really know why, but it is. So it just follows the story of a boy and a tree, and it kind of goes through the boy's life and how this tree continues to give a little piece of itself to him. And it's adorable, and we love it. It's a family favorite at the house, so had to talk about that one. Anyways, those are my 5 books that I love that start with D, or the. You get the gist. Head over to Sarah's channel and check out what her books are that she picked for the prompt for this week. I don't know. Like I said, we have no parameters, so I don't know if she's picking books she's read or wants to read, or if she has some. I'm not sure. It was hard to narrow down, but I went with these. We could probably do this specific topic a number of times and still give you a number of book recommendations. Anyways, head over to her channel. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye.